Hello, everyone. Today is a very exciting live for me today because it's the day before my birthday. And so tonight and tomorrow are filled with all of these really exciting activities that feel really good and really healthy and really healing and really joyful to me. And so I just feel really, really uplifted and excited to share with you guys today. And so I am going to be sharing on the joy of healing anxiety and the joy of healing from kind of any emotional distress that you might be feeling. Because I get a lot of people who come into my office and they, the minute they get in, they start to cry. Like literally before they've said anything, before we know one another, they come in and they just start crying. And they, clearly have been holding it in for a long time, clearly haven't been able to feel their feelings. Hey, Halita, thanks for joining. So glad to see you here. So everybody else also say hello as you're joining. And so, they come in and they sit down and they just cry. And you can tell that they've been holding in tears for a very long time. And then immediately they start saying sorry. Like, sorry. They're apologizing for crying. They're apologizing for feeling bad, for feeling sad. And a big part of that is that they feel like if they're crying, they're never going to stop. If they fully submit to and surrender to these tears, then they're just always going to be these very sad, vulnerable, and this just like terrible emotional place. And I get that fear because sometimes sadness and anxiety and can be really overwhelming. Hey, Megan, good to see you here too. And so these things can be really, really overwhelming. And so we get scared of healing because we know that there's going to be a little bit of crying or maybe a little bit of screaming or maybe a little bit of just having to face parts of ourselves that we don't like, right? Like the one that won't eat healthy or the one that continues to self-sabotage in all of these ways that are causing us pain. And we don't want to have to deal with that, face that, think about that, talk to that side of ourselves, feel the emotions associated with it. And so we don't. We avoid healing. And we write it off and we say that healing is the painful part, right? Oh, it's like going in and having to feel all my feelings and all that kind of stuff. That's the painful part. But in fact, it's your resistance to healing. It's your resistance to feeling and seeing all of that experience and the things that continue to bring you to a negative place that actually are causing the pain. It's just the resistance to it, right? If we had a culture that celebrated crying, if we had a culture that celebrated basically any other emotion than positivity and joy, you wouldn't mind expressing it. You wouldn't be scared of feeling it because you wouldn't be worried you'd be a burden to other people or you wouldn't be able to go to work or whatever, right? You'd just be able to feel your feelings. So when you're choosing to heal, it can actually be the most joyous experience of your life. And that can be the case only if you, hey Megan, and many, hello, good to see you guys here. That can be the case only if you choose to truly connect to yourself and every part of your life. Here's what I mean by that. So if you want to heal anxiety or any other mental health condition holistically, you really have to focus on all areas of your life and where you're disconnected from them and get to know them more. So that starts with self-awareness and self-knowledge and self-love, right? So the first question to ask yourself if you're anxious or depressed is to come inside and say, who am I? What do I stand for? What are my values? What are my unique strengths? What are the things that I love that I would die for, right? And right now, today, how connected am I to those things? They can be things, they can be people, they can be flavors, they can be places, right? but really knowing who you are, just who you were born as. It's not something hard to figure out, right? The same things, you know, that light you up as a kid often still light you up now, right? The same things that you were naturally drawn to or good at as a kid are the same thing that light you up now. Connect to those things. Connect to the things that are the truth of you, right? And then, thank you, Aparita, you're so sweet. And I love you listening to me, so I appreciate that feedback. So then you have to think about, okay, cool, well, I feel better, right? Like that part of healing, getting to know myself better and getting to honor my values was deeply healing. And it felt joyous at the same time, right? And then you go to the next step. You say, okay, well, what about my body? A lot of us are, you know, malnutritioned in certain kind of ways, or we overeat in certain kind of ways, or we just have too much processed food or too much toxins. And, you know, I have an entire course taking you through all of the 5 different variables in your body that often make you feel more anxious, like hormones out of whack and inflammation and all these different kinds of things. I mean, yes, you can get deeply into the science of it and go on that clinical level, and I enjoy that. But also you can start by just connecting to your body. Really, like when you start feeling pain in your heart, hold it, connect to it, feel it. When you start feeling pain in your belly, hold it, feel it, ask it, ask it. Be so daring as to ask your body, what's hurting? Why is this happening? What's going on? Right? And then every time you eat, every time you put anything in your body, or even anytime you dance or move or do anything that involves the body, ask your body how it liked that, right? Imagine being so respectful to your body, right? Every time you go into a new place with new people, check in with your body. How are you enjoying these people? How are you enjoying this space, right? And again, that's a beautiful process. That's connecting to your body so you can learn what foods, what people, what place work the best for it. And it's also an incredibly joyful process because it's like, hey, you know, I love this food. Great, I get to eat more of it. It makes me feel happy. I get to eat more of it, more of it. Oh, this food makes me feel tired and sad and angry. Okay, cool. Well, I feel so empowered and so happy and so joyful that I now know what not to put in my body, right? So healing is joyful. And so it's similarly, as you move out, you've worked on yourself, the core of who you are, and then you work with your body, and then you work with your tribe, your people, right? Who are my people, right? Am I deeply connected to them? Do they know really who I am? Do I know really who they are? Do I know the quality and state of their heart right now? Do I know the quality and state of their soul? Do I know what they're longing for? Have I shared what I'm longing for, right? And again, those deep connections are quite literally what we live for. We live for deeper connective relationships. So imagine putting yourself out there more fully, more vulnerably. Imagine doing the same with other people, right? There's a little bit of discomfort, of course, because it's a new pattern or a new habit. But the moment you do it, it's joy, 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 right? Healing and bringing in people into your healing journey is joy, 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 joy. Even getting a coach, right? It's joy. Like to be heard, to be fully seen, to be whatever kind of help you require, right? Maybe it's a therapist, maybe it's a coach, maybe it's a psychologist, whatever. You know, it's joy to be fully held, to be fully seen. It's not, I have to go to the doctor, I'm bad, something's wrong with me. It's, wow, I get to go be supported, right? And so again, it's about connecting to your tribe and your community. It's joyous. Healing is joyous. And then you expand out even more and you look at your career, your calling, your purpose, whatever you want to call it, right? Your mission. And are you connected to that? Are you connected to why you are here on this planet? Do you have a clue? And even if you don't, how do you understand it right now, right? What is the best understanding you have right now in this moment of your current purpose? Connect to that. Do that. Live that. Be that, right? If you do those things, if you connect, to those things, you will feel much less anxious because you will feel in flow and in sync with deep meaning and purpose, right? And I could go on and on, right? Connect to Mother Earth. Oh my gosh. Your mother sucks. Your aunt sucks. Your employer sucks. Your boss sucks. Your best friend sucks right now. Your partner sucks. That's okay. There are so many things and people out there right now waiting to love you. Mother Earth is literally waiting to love you. For me, it's the moment I walk into a forest, I literally feel loved. Maybe for you, it's the moment you close your eyes on the beach. Connect, feel it, ground into it. There's so many studies that say literally putting our feet in the ground for 20 minutes, just 20 minutes, does more than any antidepressant or anti-anxiety medication ever could. So it's about connecting. Go and connect to who you are, what your body is, what your soul is. Connect to your tribe, connect to your purpose, connect to your career, to connect to your land, and you cannot feel anxious. And more importantly, that journey of connection is joyous and uplifting and empowering. It's not about figuring out what's wrong with you. It's not about fixing you. It's not about, focusing on the brokenness. You've done that enough, and it hasn't healed your anxiety, right? So what does and will heal all things, all mental health issues, but especially anxiety, is when you choose to connect. And guess what? That gets to be super joyful. So yeah, this was in the wake of my birthday. I just am feeling so joyfully connected to my life, to you guys, my tribe, and to the incredible world that we live in. And I just wanted to share that. That's my offering from my heart. I hope that resonated with many of you. And thank you. Yeah, exactly, Halita. Go and get grounded. It is time. Exactly. Just ground into you. Connect. That's the answer. It's all here. All right, my love. So sending love to you guys. Wish me a happy birthday. And I hope to see you guys very, very soon. Shoot me a comment if this resonated, or send me a message and let me know what you want me to talk about next week. Lots of love. Bye.